Hi, my name is MachineRite, and this is Understanding Fortnite. This is a map that I designed to practice AR tags. Since Storm Surge is becoming harder and harder to get, landing those little AR tags is becoming super important, and that's what this map is designed to get you good at. So I'm gonna quickly explain how to use the menu and how it's played. So first thing you're going to want to do is shoot a timer, and then you're going to see in the selected option 5 minutes appears, and then at this point you can shoot start. Before you do that, you can shoot which weapons you want to have available. All the weapons are cycled randomly, but if you want to practice specifically with normal ARs like the SCAR and just like the M4 style assault rifles, then you can shoot this option. Then you can have only those, and it's going to cycle between the blue version and the purple version. Okay, so at this point you can start the game. You're going to be teleported into the team selection area, and I have a shotgun right now, so that means that I'm on the rotating team. Basically, what you want to do on this team is find the blue pillar. You can see this right in front of me, and ignore these pillars. Because of how the map works, these are just going to be here, so make sure that you're only going to the blue pillar, because that's the only one that's going to teleport you, and finish your turn. You may notice on screen I'm getting these little notifications popping up telling me to build. I have something that randomly blocks building, because what was happening before is someone would just use all of their mats and do a full tarp right away, and I wanted a bit more variance so that the player is throwing up random builds throughout the entire rotation, rather than just one full tunnel at the start and then running the rest of the way. This just makes it more dynamic practice for the shooting team. Okay, so if I was playing this right now, I basically just rotate this and make my movement as difficult as possible to hit, because the way this works is the player that has the most health at the end of the game is the winner. So as the rotator, your goal is to avoid as much damage as possible. There's little obstacles here that you can use to avoid damage. You can see that I can build right now, so if I was being shot at, I could build tarps like this and just try to avoid as much damage as possible. And then you see building was blocked for a second, so I had to stop. And then once I get to this blue pillar, or once I go into this blue pillar, I'm going to be switched to the other team. You can see now I have a gun, and I'm teleported up to one of these platforms. So basically every time one of the rotating players reaches one of these destinations, you switch sides, so now it's your turn to shoot. And it will continue to alternate like this until the time limit is up. And like I said before, the player with the most health at the end of the time limit will win the game. If you jump off one of these platforms by accident while you're on the shooting team, you will end your turn and the teams will be switched again. The rotating team gets a bunch of different options for mobility. You can see this time I spawn with a shockwave, and I can use this to shockwave over to the destination. This is just so the shooting team can practice shooting against different types of mobility that they would see in game. See, this time is another shockwave rotation, and I've started up top. Here's an example of another type of rotation that you can get in this map, which is the launch pad. One thing I also want to mention is this map does have matchmaking, but because my maps aren't as popular, you may have trouble finding a match with this. So if you think this map will help you and you want to find more people to play with, the best thing you can do is to show this map to as many people as possible and tell them to try the matchmaking every time they play it first. The only way the matchmaking is going to get better is if more people start trying it. So make sure that if you're trying to find someone to play with, just try the matchmaking first, maybe like a couple times, and all you do is you enter the matchmaking, and then it's just going to sit here like this, and it's going to give you 80 seconds to find a player, or it's just going to start the game. So you can just try this twice to see if you'll find somebody. And if you can't find anybody through matchmaking, in the description of this video, I'm going to leave a link to a bunch of different Discord servers you can join and use to try and find a person to play with. The main one I want to encourage people to join is the Voltic server. I'm currently working with these guys as a coach and a content creator, so most of the Fortnite community in that server should know about me and my maps. So this is probably the best luck you have of finding someone to do this specific map.